Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to the Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today, our guest is Ammar Saifuddin. Ammar, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Qasim?
I'm good. Thank you. So nice of you. So, Ammar, thanks for joining us. And will you let us know where you live and what you do?
Sure. I live in Austin, Texas, and I run a third-party logistics company. We also call it 3PL. We work with e-commerce companies. We store their products. We fulfill their orders for them. And we've got this facility here in Austin, Texas. We've got two other facilities in Houston and Dallas. Austin is our headquarters here.
Well, you are covering Texas pretty well. Awesome. Ammar, will you let us know which hats you are wearing at this point? As a founder, everybody may be wearing a lot of hats, maybe performing a lot of responsibilities. So in the same kind, what hats you are wearing at this point?
Yeah, so right now, I'm working as a CEO of the company. I'm the CEO and the founder of the company. I'm wearing multiple hats, of course, but pretty much I think right now our company's main focus is like marketing and building the brand, out there. So I've been really focused on, you can say like in this phase of the business, I'm wearing the CMO hat. Also other hats, but that's where I spend most of my time at.
All right, that makes sense. So obviously, a business have a lot of aspects. So if we cover the different aspects, where is your most of the involvement? Like as you said, like right now you are performing responsibilities of CMO mostly. So in which areas you are performing most of your responsibilities?
I think right now I'm really working on building the sales engine. I would say marketing and sales engine. So one of our mentors is, if you know this guy, let me show you, like Alex Harmozy. He is our mentor right now. I'm reading his book, and we're building a lead magnet and a system within the organization where we can. So right now, like if you ask me, like a few months ago, we're spending a lot of time in getting leads, getting new business. But what we're focused at the moment is to build a system which can generate leads automatically, and we can close those deals, as they come.
That makes sense. So, in terms of marketing, the CMO, obviously, you are managing the marketing part as well, and marketing is directly associated with the sales. And in the complete hierarchy, this is one of the most important area. So, right now, there are a lot of ways to do the marketing, like digital marketing, offline marketing, word of mouth, mix and match. Sort of a lot of things are going on. So, what things are working for your business at this point? Are you relying on the online marketing, offline marketing, or something else?
Yeah, so I think at this time, it's a very good question. I know there are like several ways of marketing. The way I actually break it down is like there's one is like we're reaching out to warm leads, right? The leads which are coming through our partners or our existing clients, they're sending us referrals. We call them warm leads, right? The second part of the marketing is a cold outreach. Sending like emails, doing cold calls. Now, the third one is paid ads, right? And the fourth one is content. Now, in my understanding, I think the research which I've done so far, I think content is the king right now, and that is generating a lot of results. So we're putting a lot of focus, even though we're doing all the four items, we're putting a lot of focus on content, because I think the content is a way, first of all, content is not really expensive, compared to like paid ads or other, like platforms. So it's really like, literally you can generate content from your iPhone, it's as easy as that. And then the second part is like once you build the content, you are able to reach more audience with the platforms like Meta and LinkedIn.
Yeah, that completely makes sense. Awesome. So, Ammar, in this marketing, like, what is the best strategy till now that worked for you? Or if you can share any strategy that was the worst, that you can name it.
I think one of the strategies which really work for us is like investing our time and efforts on LinkedIn, because I think one of the really important things in marketing is like knowing your customer, knowing your ICP, the ideal customer profile. So once we figured that out a few years ago, then we really doubled down on LinkedIn and we were able to build our community over there. Now it has become that sales engine which generate leads, by itself as we post content and we engage with our community over there.
Yeah, so obviously, LinkedIn is one of the most serious market I believe in. At least in your case, this is the most serious market, and obviously, you should get good results from there. Awesome. So let's try to know about the inspirational side. Like, why you started this business? What was the biggest inspiration behind?
I would say I think there's a part of inspiration, part of accident. Right after little bit of my background, I grew up in Karachi, Pakistan. Right after graduating from college, I was just looking for a job, and my vision at that time was like I was really focused on. I was really passionate about marketing because I did my bachelor's in marketing. But then my first job was meant to be at a subsidiary of UPS in Pakistan, and it was in the sales and marketing capacity. So I worked at UPS, the world's largest, I would say, 3PL, and I worked in the sales and marketing aspect of it, and it did really well for the 7 years of my corporate journey. So fast forward, me and my wife, we wanted to start a business. So we thought that logistics and e-commerce has so much of opportunity. Why shouldn't we start off with a business where we already have gained so much of experience in? And that's how E53 Fulfillment started.
Awesome, great. So, Ammar, every day there are many companies jumping into the market, into the industry, and on the other side of the coin, many companies just burn out. They just leave the market, they just shut down. So, after doing a lot of interviews with the entrepreneurs, we found that most of them were facing a lot of challenges and they were not able to cope up with those challenges. So, this is one of the biggest encouragement for them to just shut down.
Yeah.
Obviously, challenges are one of the beautiful things that is for the entrepreneurs to keep them alive. And I'm sure you must have faced a lot of challenges. But can you share one challenge with us that the biggest challenge or the most interesting one? And if you can let us know how you were able to address that challenge, this will be a plus for us.
Yeah, I have a very interesting story about 2 years ago, when we were really like started expanding like even the fulfillment in 2023. One of our clients, which was a bigger client, something went wrong with their business. And after, we actually provided them services from January to June. I was literally in the hospital, with my wife. We were expecting, I think my wife just delivered our fourth baby, and my phone was switched off for 2 days. When I opened up my phone, I saw a chargeback of almost like it was like over $50,000 in my account from this client whom we provided services from January to August. And that was a really, really like challenging moment for me because we already provided the services, and after a few months we saw this chargeback from this client. So, I just called this client and asked him like what went wrong. And he said that something really bad happened in his business, like his Amazon account got suspended or something, and he was running out of cash, so he had to do it. But he said that he's fighting his case with his customers and Amazon. And that moment was really hard for us, for our family and for our business. But we stayed, strong at that moment, and we fought the case with this client as well. We tried to recover. We were not able to recover the entire amount, but we were able to recover a partial amount, and we were able to run the business. So I think one of the biggest things which has helped me in my entrepreneurial journey is my why, and the why is really important. And I think when the hard time comes, the faith kind of plays a big role when the hard time comes. And I think it has always kept us strong throughout the journey.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And obviously, everybody should have a why behind running a business. If you don't have any why behind a business, I think this is one of the biggest thing that you must be going to shut it down.
Yeah.
Mostly. So yeah, that completely makes sense. So on the other hand, let me know a little bit about you were talking about the cold and warm leads. So in terms of cold outreach, the results are around 1% usually, and many people just complain that cold calling, cold emailing, and sort of these
Doesn't work.
strategies.
Yeah.
So can you let us know if this played any good role, any considerable role in your business?
I think you're right. A lot of people, I talk to a lot of people and they say, oh, cold outreach doesn't work, like cold calling doesn't work. I think this is something which I learned at UPS. And also, like, just recently I was, like listening to one of the podcasts from Alex Hormozy, and he also talks about this is cold outreach or anything we do in life. It's the game of volume. If you're not doing in volume and you're expecting results to come, I think it's just like waste of time. And that's why I think he named his book 100 million. So I mean, he could have like named his book like 1 million, 50 cents, whatever, like one action you can do. I mean, he always talks about volume. And as you see, like he was able to sell like 4 million copies of his books. So
That's a beautiful advice, I believe.
yeah. So I think on August 17th, when he launched this book on a YouTube live, he sold almost like 3.4 million copies of these, and he made a Guinness World Record. And now coming back to the cold outreach, like how he was able to do it, right? Like now the question is like how Alex was able to sell like 3.4 million copies and was able to make the Guinness World Record book for selling the most amount of non-fictional book, right? So the idea is the volume. And the way he was able to do it is like he has a community of 10 million people online. So he was posting content, and not just he was just posting content, he was posting like bunch of content. Like I think if you subscribe to his channel, you will see like you will get at least like 5 to 6 videos and shorts every other hour, when you subscribe to his channel, any of his channel like YouTube, Instagram. And I think that's where the cold outreach game is. Like if you're sending emails, and if you're sending like 10 emails, 100 emails, you're not going to see any results. You start seeing results when you send like at least 1,000 emails. And I think most of the people, they just give up after like 200 emails.
Yeah, in fact, previously it was a hassle. It was a big hassle. Now AI has replaced a lot of things, so it is way more better. So, by the way, are you using AI in any field, like in any sector?
Honestly, like we are using AI in every aspect of the business right now. And like some of the things that, as I said, I mean, for email marketing, for generating those, like leads data, we're using AI. We're using AI for like day to day, like dashboard numbers. For billing clients, we're using AI. Multiple things, like there's so many things. Like for content ideas, we're using AI. So almost, I think at this point, almost in every aspect of business, one way or another, we're using AI, and we want to even use more.
Yeah, because now AI is not just a buzzword, but AI is changing lives and changing in fact, reshaping the way of doing businesses.
Truly makes your work easy, That's
Exactly.
my feedback. Yeah.
Exactly. If you are not going to use the AI, you are not going to get any promotion. You are not going to get any progress. There's a possibility that you will stay in the industry, stay in the market, but obviously you cannot outstand of that industry. All right. So, Mark, can you tell us a little bit about your goals? So, what are you looking for in terms of next 4 to 6 months?
For the next 4 to 6 months, we are trying to. So this year, we really focus on like building capacity in Austin, Texas. So we have actually acquired some new, like real estate here, and we're trying to build some racks. And we have built some really good capacity this year. So in the next 5 to 6 months, our goal is to fulfill that capacity. And in our business, the capacity is the amount of stuff we're storing and the amount of orders we're fulfilling. So every passing day, we are actually tracking that how many orders we're fulfilling, how much more stuff we're getting for storage, and that's our goal. So I think in the next 5 to 6 months, we have a really aggressive sales plan of growing like 3 to 4x the business in the next 4 to 5 months.
That's awesome. And where do you see your company after maybe 5 years?
In 5 years, we want to be on that market leader category. Right now, basically, ICP is consumer packaged goods, and we are emerging as a market leader, EPL, for the CPG brands and D2C brands. So we're looking forward to, get into that market leader category, in the next 5 years.
That makes sense. All right. So at the end, Amar, please give us a biggest piece of advice for our audience. Where our audience is mostly the early stage startups are the ones who are planning to be their own boss.
Yep. I think my one only advice would be, don't go after shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. Honestly, there's no such thing as like overnight millionaire or shortcuts. I've tried it. I thought it was true before by watching those, Instagram and, the young guys, driving Lamborghini. I think there are anomalies. I would say there are only like one or two people in like probably like 10 million people, right? But for generally, there are no shortcuts. I think focus on building like systems, and that's what we've been doing as an organization. What we do is we actually pick a book every month. All of our team members, we read that book, we implement that book in our business. Right now we're reading this Alex Hormozzi's $100 million money models. A few months ago we read Atomic Habits, and I think the book Atomic Habits talks about building systems. So as an early stage startups, like take shortcut, build systems, build processes in the business, and build an amazing team that will take you a long way.
Thanks for the beautiful advice. Ammar, at the end, please let our viewers know how they can reach you if someone wants to.
Absolutely. If you want to reach out to us, reach out at e50fulfillment.us, or you can email us. In fact, email me at Ammar, AMAR at e50fulfillment.com. That's the easiest way to reach out. Thank you very much
That's awesome.
for taking our time and taking this podcast. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Ammar. Thanks for joining us today. I really enjoyed the podcast. I really enjoyed the conversation, and we will stay in touch. And, I will say, best of luck for your goals.
Absolutely, and I would like to invite you and Dan for an in-person podcast at our facility. We just built a
Sure.
podcast studio here in Georgetown, Texas. So we invite you and Dan.